Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step process on how to create an IAM user in AWS. So I'm going to show you how you can assign permission, how you can set up programmatic access with access and secret key. Now let's head to the management console, then we search for IAM. So it's already here, so let's just click on it. From here you go to users. So before we create the users, you should know that the reason why we create IAM user is to allow, let's say, a team lead to assign a specific permission based on each individual's role. So this means like users can be granted access to specific resources, like let's say S3, EC2, and some other specific resources without giving them like a full access to everything on your AWS account. So let's create a user. So we're going to call this, let's say, developer admin. From here, we're going to click on this checkbox, which is asking if we are providing user to the console. So also from here, we have these two information, whereby it's asking us if we want to create an IAM user or we are specifying, let's say we are trying to link with our Azure directory. So, but we want to create an IAM user from scratch. So we're going to click on that. So now we have the console password. Let's say you want to enter a particular password for your user. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to use the auto-generate password. So here it has been selected automatically, whereby you enforce your user to create a new password whenever the user sign in. So we're going to click next. So before I click next, you should notice the information below. So it's telling us like if you are creating a programmatic access through access key. So what AWS did is like you're going to create a user first before you can create the programmatic access, whereby you create your access key and secret. So this user has to be created first. So let's go to the next. Okay, so here we're going to set our permission. So the permission we are setting is going to be like we are attaching policies directly for our user. So what we are doing here is we can attach a user to a particular group, or let's say you have like a group of people that are working on a particular project, let's say data scientists. So you can add a user to that existing group. So we're not going to do that, or you can also copy permissions. But what we're going to do here is we're going to attach policy for this particular user. So if you see what we have below, like we have different policies, like different resources whereby you want your user to have access to. So we can just limit it. Let's say we want to give this particular user to just Amazon S3 full access. So we just want him to have access to that. Or let's say we only want him to use the EC2. So EC2 full access. So we can do that, whereby it is just those two things that you have access to. So I think for here, I'm interested in using, let me go back. So what I'm interested in is I want to give him the administrator access. So with this administrator access, that admin can be able to create also users for, let's say you want to create more users. So this admin can be able to do that. But the only thing is it doesn't have access to, let's say, billings and some other information on the account. So we are going to give him the administrator access. So let's click next. So we've done that. So you can see these policies attached below. You have the administrator access, then the change password. So now we're going to click on create user. Yeah, so our user has been created. So what we're going to do again is we are going to download this CSV file, because this is very important, most especially this password. So it is very good that you download this CSV file. So now we can confirm our account. Yeah, so here is requesting for the username and the password. So let's check, let's get the username. We're going to click on sign in. So here is requesting us to add a new password because we enforced the user to create a new password. So we're going to do that and add a new password for this user. So now we've been able to gain access to the developer admin user. So you can see what is here, developer admin. So we go to services. The fact that I gave it full access, so you should have access to the resources that we have here. So you can see what the page looks like. So let's go back. And let me show you how you can generate your access key for programmatic access. So to do that, since we've created our user, so we can click on that same user. So you can see create access key, but most you can go to the security credentials. So just click on create access key. So you see we have different types that is listed here, like how you want to gain access. So we'll be using the command line interface to gain access to AWS. So with this, we can be able to do SSH into our EC2, then do file transfer and so many other operations we want to do on AWS. So we're going to click on the CLI. So you click on this checkbox, then you click on next. So you can add a description tag, anything to identify your access key. So I'm just going to leave that. So this is the access key. So you ensure to download the CSV file as well. So that's just how you can do that. So just click on done. So let's go back to users. In some cases whereby you don't want that particular user to have access to the console, so you just want them to be able to use that access key. So you can do that. I'll just demonstrate that to you. So just click on the create user. So let's say this is developer admin 1, admin 2, let's call that 2. So you can see this checkbox, provide user access to the console. You're not going to click that. So then you attach policies to this. So let's say you just want them to be able to use S3. Let's do EC2 as well. So because that's what you want them to use for the CLI. So click on next. So just click on create user. So the reason why we did this is just like we want this particular user not to have access to the console. So we just want them to be able to use the access key. So you click on it again. So you just click on create access key. You can also do that under the security. So just click on the command line interface. Click on this confirmation, then next. So you can add a description tag, then you create your access key so you can download the CSV file. Yeah. So you should know like the reason why we had to go all the way to creating users, because this is how AWS recently designed it, whereby you have to create a user first before you can generate your access key. So this is the end of this video. I hope this video was helpful in showing you how you can create your IAM user and in generating your access key. So if you have any question, please you can drop them below and I will ensure to answer your questions. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you next time.